Front page of the Sun newspaper, royal exclusive, Fergie time. Sarah Ferguson, formerly the Duchess of York, of course, is considering offers for a tell-all TV interview in the wake of her public downfall over links to sex trafficker Jeffrey Epstein. US channels.
Today's spotlight is back on Sarah Ferguson, and it is not the update she needed. A lifestyle app she backed has collapsed after receiving more than £1 million of taxpayer money. Not only did the company never launch a single product, it has now raised renewed questions about her judgement, her business partners, and the people she chooses to align herself with. And at the centre of it all is a man long rumoured to have been far more than a business acquaintance. Let's start with the key point. The company, called Vavouch, was founded in 2010 by businessman Manuel Fernandez. It pulled in about £9 million in overall funding, including research and development tax credits worth more than £1 million from the UK government. And after all that investment, after years of promises, the app never launched. Not even once. According to the administrators, the entire project stalled due to what they described as a breakdown in communication between Fernandez and his developers. For those who follow Sarah's business ventures closely, this might feel familiar. Projects begin with enthusiasm, endorsements are made, big promises are floated.
Well, the whole thing about Dutch and I is that we met when I was 16, she was 14. So we've known each other a very long time, and she had the quickest wit. That's what the thing. Anyway, I think you're referring to our hen night, are you?
Yeah. And then everything quietly unravels. But this time, the situation is more serious. Taxpayer money was involved, the firm is in administration, and creditors are lining up with very little hope of seeing their funds again. Fergie was not running this business. She was not making executive decisions. The problem is that she publicly supported it. She became an ambassador for the app, showed up at functions, and one of her own companies is now listed as a creditor. She is owed about £50,000 and had a small stake of around 1%. Fergie denied they were dating and said they were simply good friends. Regardless of the nature of their relationship, the pairing raised eyebrows then, and it raises eyebrows now, because everything has collapsed around him. The administration documents reveal a mess behind the scenes. Teams were hired in London and India to build the app. The money ran out. Progress stalled completely after a contractor in India threatened legal action. And the company's former director has been accused of owing more than £324,000 to the firm. Fernandez strongly denies taking any money out of the company.
Are said to be willing to pay six-figure sums to secure the chat with the former Duchess of York. It would evoke memories of her ex-husband, Andrew Mountbatten's Windsor car crash Newsnight interview. A source told The Sun, Andrew's had his chance to tell his story. Now it's Fergie's time. This could be a major headache for the king, couldn't it, Paul?
And says it will all be disproven through legal proceedings. He is no longer living in the UK. He reportedly sold his £1.3 million North London home last summer and is believed to be in Italy. If that were the end of the story, it would already be embarrassing. But Vavouch had a sister charity, a charity that was once used as an example of Sarah's philanthropic work. That charity is now 4 years overdue in filing its accounts. Its last accounts were from 2019, and showed that even with more than £1.2 million in gross income, only about £18,000 was actually spent on charitable activities. The Charity Commission has stepped in. They have confirmed they believe the charity never carried out any real charitable work, and they have started the process to remove it entirely from the register. A source told The Times that the removal process is now underway because, in their words, the charity simply does not operate.
I think there are pictures of our headlight. And so we had Elton John's wife at the time, Renata. We had Pamela Stephenson, Billy Connolly's wife, myself, Diana, and they all thought it was a really good idea to dress as policewomen.
This latest setback arrives at a very unfortunate time for Fergie. She was already under intense scrutiny after losing her Duchess title, alongside Andrew Mountbatten Windsor, following renewed attention on their ties with Jeffrey Epstein. As most of you know, emails from 2011 resurfaced not long ago, showing her calling Epstein a supreme friend and apologising to him for any criticism. Several charities and companies have since cut ties with her, and she has been removed from ambassador roles. Her financial ventures have not been stable either, which seems to be quite typical for her. Only last month, another company that had agreed to pay her £1.4 million for acting as a brand ambassador collapsed before fulfilling the contract. When you add that on top of the £40,000 to £50,000 she is owed from the Vavouch collapse, the picture becomes even more worrying.
I mean, why not? Why not? So we did. So off we go, and it's really good. Imagine, everyone had really made an effort. We get into the taxi, go into Berkeley Square, go into Annabelle's nightclub, thinking it's fine, we're dressed as policewomen.
So what went so wrong with Vavouch? According to the administrators, the app was meant to connect people with shared interests. Think of it like a digital community, where users could discover new hobbies and link up with others. It sounded harmless and simple, but the internal breakdowns were significant enough to pull the entire structure apart. With no product, no revenue, and millions spent, everything collapsed. And today, Fergie is, yet again, tied to another failed venture. The rumours about her past relationship with Fernandez, the unpaid funds, the stalled charity, the use of taxpayer money, and the timing of it all, while she is already facing public pressure, create a story that will not disappear quickly. It feeds into a long-running pattern where the people close to her, the deals she is associated with, and the companies she supports seem to end in confusion, unpaid bills, or controversy. She has not commented publicly yet, but her representatives have been contacted. Fernandez maintains he has done nothing wrong.
Go down the steps and they say, "Excuse me, this is a fun club. No, this is where people are doing what they want. Please, could you leave?" They believed we were policewomen. And then we got up the stairs, and Dutch came up the stairs and she went, Fergie, that woman is wearing my dress."
The administrators will continue their investigation. But the perception is what matters here. And perception is what the public sees first. For those who remember Sarah in the 1990s, the pattern is sadly familiar. Glamour, optimism, a flurry of projects, and then a trail of financial problems, questionable partners, and scandals that overshadow everything else. Her supporters argue she is often taken advantage of. Her critics argue that she continues to make the same mistakes with the same types of people. And all this comes at a time when she and Andrew Mountbatten Windsor are already going through major upheaval, losing their titles, losing their home at Royal Lodge, facing widespread questions about their judgement and relationships, and now another business collapse with her name attached to it. What makes this story particularly striking is how avoidable it all seems. A decade-long project that never delivered a single product. Millions spent. A charity that barely gave anything to actual causes.
I said, "No, Dutch, you are a policewoman. You cannot say that. Walk on." And we were, in fact, arrested. Yeah, we were.
Were you really?
Yes, we were, yeah, for impersonating police. You couldn't write it.
And then they realised who you were and they released you.
Yeah, they did, quite quickly. I think it was either before or after she'd eaten his smoky bacon crisp.
Yeah.
A founder who left the country. A former duchess whose reputation is already strained, now tied to yet another messy failure. Whether this becomes a brief embarrassment or a long-lasting bruise will depend on how the coming weeks unfold. The administrators will release further details. The Charity Commission will complete its removal process. And sooner or later, Sarah will likely have to address at least some aspect of this publicly. There are still unanswered questions. There are details that have not been revealed. And both Sarah and Fernandez will have the opportunity to respond through proper channels. But I want to know your thoughts. What do you make of all this? Do you think Sarah Ferguson has been unlucky in business? Or is this another example of her poor judgment and questionable associations catching up with her? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you enjoy keeping up with the latest royal updates, remember to subscribe for more stories just like this.